Hi everyone, welcome to Poonam's kitchen. In today's video, I'll share with you my recipe for making Dhaba style Kurkure Masala Aloo. That is crispy and spicy potatoes. A great accompaniment with a curry and rice paratha or naan. In this recipe, you could cook potatoes to a varying degree of crispness, and each stage has its unique taste and flavor. And this makes this recipe a very forgiving one. Let me show you how. Here I have 6 potatoes. I boiled these potatoes in the pressure cooker. Now as soon as the pressure in the cooker released naturally, I removed the potatoes from the hot water and brought them to room temperature. I then transferred these to the refrigerator. So these potatoes are now boiled and cold. This ensures that the potatoes are not too soft, and these are perfect for making Kurkure Aloo. Now if you do not have enough time to refrigerate the potatoes, then you can boil the potatoes but to only a 90% doneness. I'll now peel these potatoes. Here are the peeled potatoes. I'll now dice them into smaller pieces. Now these potatoes have to be diced small, like this. Now what happens when we have such small pieces? The surface area that gets exposed to the oil increases. So the aloo fries very evenly and from all the sides, and the masala also gets to coat over the whole surface. Keep separating the pieces so they do not clump together in the hot oil. I'll show you how to dice such small pieces. First, a cut in the center along the length. Now place the flat side facing the cutting board. Now cut as if you were cutting French fries. Now turn these around 90 degrees and then chop these further. And you get small diced potatoes. Remember to separate each one of them. I'll now dice all the potatoes. Here I got all the diced potatoes separate from each other. I'll now prepare the spice mix. I'll coarsely pound 1.5 teaspoon of coriander seeds. In this recipe, the freshly pounded coriander tastes much better than coriander powder. To this I'll add half teaspoon red chili powder, half teaspoon roasted cumin powder, half teaspoon garam masala, 3/4 teaspoon amchur powder or dry mango powder, half teaspoon dry ginger powder, and another half teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili powder, and pound these together. Apart from these spices, I'll also be adding cumin seeds, salt and Asofoetida, that is hing, but I'll be adding those at a later stage. This spice mix is now ready. I'll now start with the main cooking. Here I have a cast iron skillet that I have set to heat. The Kurkure aloo doesn't get that crispy in a non-stick pan, so avoid using a non-stick pan. Anything other than non-stick will do just fine. Prefer to use a pan or a skillet that is wide and not very deep. One dish that comes together very fast once you have your potatoes ready. I prefer not to make Kurkure aloo starting with raw potatoes. I prefer them either parboiled or completely boiled. If I start with raw potatoes and put them directly in the hot oil, then they tend to shrivel as they get cooked. They need to get cooked before they start browning on the surface. So in the process of cooking, they shrivel quite a lot and lose their shape. The pan is ready. To the pan I'll add oil, around 4 to 5 tablespoons. I'm just eyeballing the quantity of oil. To the warm oil, I'll add 1 heaped teaspoon cumin seeds and allow them to crackle. I'll now reduce the heat to low. Hot oil, I'll add 1/3 teaspoon hing or Asofoetida. Fry this for a few seconds. Transfer the pounded spice mix and fry for a few seconds. 3/4 teaspoon salt. Give the masalas a good mix and transfer the potatoes. Toss the potatoes in the hot oil. Once you add the potatoes, increase the heat to medium. See how the spice-laden oil has coated the potatoes all over. I have deliberately taken a flat pan so that I can spread the potatoes evenly. Keep tossing the potatoes after every few seconds, and each time you toss, scrape it from the surface, from the bottom of the pan. It is because of the starch in the potatoes that the boiled potatoes tend to stick to the pan. And exactly this is the property of potatoes that we are cashing on in this recipe. Whatever I am scraping from the surface of the pan is now becoming a part of the masala and is now coating the potatoes. So this is what essentially I am doing. Spreading the potatoes in a single layer, let them sit there for a few seconds, let them get crisp from the bottom, and then scrape it from the surface of the pan. Now this is how the potatoes look after 3 minutes of frying. The potatoes are perfectly ready to eat. This is like phase 1, our jeera aloo. Now if you want to eat regular jeera aloo like this, then you need not add that much amount of oil. I'm gonna crisp these further, and for that I need the extra amount of oil that I added. This is a good time to check for the spices and the salt. I can always adjust that at this moment. Tastes perfect. This is how the potatoes look like after 4 minutes of frying. See how the coating, the masala coating on the potato pieces is becoming thicker. The masala is increasing in the quantity. See what a lovely color the potatoes got. See how I'm scraping and tossing the potatoes. Using a flat-edged spatula really helps in scraping and tossing. Keep scraping after every few seconds. You don't want the scrape to be burnt. That becomes part of the masala and coats the potatoes. Be careful not to keep tossing continuously. At each surface, the potato should get enough time to fry. Now, depending on how much crisp you want your potatoes to be, you can fry further. I'll now show you how the potatoes will look after 6 minutes. It's been 6 minutes, and as you can see, some part of the potatoes has now gone into the masalas. I'll now switch off the heat and toss it for a few minutes, scrape it for a few minutes after switching off the heat as well. Since the skillet is still very hot, do not fry the potatoes any further, else they'll become dry. Now, as I said, this is a very forgiving recipe. Starting from anywhere from 3 minutes to 6 minutes of frying. The potatoes taste unique, they have a unique flavor at each stage. It depends on you how crisp you want your potatoes to be. Depending on your gas stove and the pan that you use to fry the potatoes, you have to decide when to switch off the heat. My family's favorite is the potato at the stage where I had fried till 4 minutes. Freshly chopped cilantro leaves are gonna add to the flavor. Enjoy Kurkure Masala Aloo as a side dish with a curry and roti, paratha, naan or rice. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked my recipe, do give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Poonam's Kitchen on YouTube. See you again with a new recipe, a new trick, a new tip very soon. Till then, bye.